are from group 1 and the topic it relates about the relationships between organization development, change management and project management. We have 5 members, Mr. Sopheap, Heang Guechhuot, Sakhan Phallen, Sarin Pichnika and Chhon Samnang. And let's move to the content. We have 8 content. First one is introduction. Second is what is change management. Third is what is organization development. Four is what is project management. Five is organization development and change management. And six is organization development and project management. And 7 is change management and project management, and the last one is conclusion. Let's move to my introduction. As you know, relationships between organization development, change management, and project management are bounded together like husband and wife. If an organization achieves the same result compared to the previous year, it is clearly showing that this organization is declining, or is it behind the market or the industry. Therefore, to competitively cope with the competition and to stay ahead of it, the organization needs to develop itself, supported by change management, and monitor the good progress through proper project management following their plans. Later, we will be discuss each individual meeting of organization development, change management, and project management, and we will also see the relationships of the three. Let's move to what is change management. According to the Margaret Roth from Tech Target, change management is a systematic approach to dealing with the transition or transformation of an organization goals, processes, or technologies. The purpose of change management is to implement strategy for effecting change, controlling change, and helping people to adapt to change. Putting it similarly, Rodwell et al. From the book Practicing Organization Development, Chapter 22, define change management as focusing on applying a structured approach to enable individual employee to successfully adopt and proficient use of the new processes, system, or behaviors required by the change initiative, so the organization can achieve its intended result. Thank you.
Good evening, teacher. Good evening, classmate. Okay, let's move to my point. Talk about what is organization development. Yes, there are several definitions, and those definitions are not quite different. Yes, it quite similar. So in here, according to the organization development and network, cited from Richard Beckhertz in 1969, organization development is the work that is formulated for the corporate level, superintendent from the top management, and improve corporate efficacy and well-being. And in here, health, behavior, and healthy education also stated that organization development is a process of a continuous diagnosis, action planning, implementation, and evaluation with the goal of transferring knowledge and skills to organizations to improve their capacity for solving problems and managing future change. Yeah, in here I can say that through organization development, it make sure that your organization is ready for any large scale management shifts or new technology solutions that go along with the transformation in the company. And it also provides tools, techniques, and methods to help the organization or the company to improve productivity or resolve the problem inside the organization. Okay, let's move to another point. This point is talk about the project management. Yes, so what is project management? Yes, the project management according to the PMI. PMI means Project Management Institute. Let's say that project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirements. So APM also mentioned that project management is the application of the processes, methods, skill, knowledge, and experience to achieve specific project objectives according to the project acceptance criteria within the agreed parameters. Yes, we can see that there are several of definition, but the meaning is quite similar.
So now let's move to point 5, which is about the relationship between organization development and change management. An organization needs to develop or upgrade itself to keep up with the society trend. Otherwise, it will stay behind others. While an organization is developing itself, it will need to bring some changes to the organization, which it requires proper management skills toward those changes, or it will end up in disaster. For example, during this COVID-19 pandemic, if a school already integrated its teaching with technology, there may not be a really problem in switching its teaching to be online. However, if a school is lack of technology integration, it will need to develop itself and make some changes to its teaching. Thus, the school needs to manage this change properly to keep providing education to students. So now move to the next slide, which is about the comparison between organization development and change management. As we can see, the organization development is more like a whole system application, while the change management is more a project application. And the organization development, or OD, is centered at how the system function, and CM, or change management, is centered at how to catalyze individual employees in changing how they do their job. And the other different point is OD is engaged in designing interventions to modify higher order organization components, while the CM is engaged in applying structure approach to facilitate individuals' option. However, both organization development and change management have some common points, which are emphasize on the productiveness of human within the organization. Performance of every individual employee has huge impact on the progress of the whole organization. And the last common point is prioritize improving the effectiveness of organization, underpinning the return of investment. So that's all for my point.
This section is the sharing of the organization development and the project management. So in the table below, I have shared what the organization development objective, or in brief definition. So in brief, organization development is the approach helping the organization run more effectively. Here's a keyword: effectively. So with the absence of organization development, still the business is running, but it's going to be based on luck and traditionally. Once their change happen, and if the organization cannot turn or cannot cope with the market or industry, the organization is gonna die. Look at the right hand side of the table. It's the project management. So here in brief, the project management is an approach used to manage people, time, and budget plus quality. So there is a common relationship between the key factor inside the project management are: number one, time; second, resource or money; third is the quality. All right, so let's come into discussion of these two relationships. So here's the arrow is like a timeline. End of the day, we need to reach the goal with our people. So the organization development will help the organization to plan better, because organization development tells what to do and what is the goal. And during the process, there's going to be improvement. So to improve the to improve the organization development, we need a proper project, and the proper project method will tell which area to look into and who to do what by when or at what cost. And once the project is struggling, the organization development will help comes to the beginning of the planning, to say where we want to go and what we want to achieve and how to achieve it. Once struggling, the organization development can help or can tell what to do. Also, in another scenario, if the company is struggling, meaning maybe the competition is playing too well in the market and the company is struggling, so we need to develop where the organization development comes into place. And when we want to readjust the goal or the setting, also the organization will come into place. In my written research, there are numbers of examples telling you what all these are: planning, improvement, struggling, and readjust. And this becomes a cycle. Something is wrong, let's go back. Because the goal has a close relationship to the implementation to tell if the goal is achieved or not. And resolution, meaning if there are struggling, a challenge or obstacle during the process, what type of a solution provided to the organization. So come back, in short, organization development and the project management does have a relationship, and end of the day it's about reaching the goal with a proper tooling process with our people. Thank you, and let's talk.
Change management and project management. When it comes to project management and change management both play an important role in achieving success. However, sometimes it can be a little confusing to separate the two, because they both involve managing relationship, planning and overseeing activities, and also identifying and mitigating risks. So what makes them different? Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to activities to ensure project requirements are met. Project managers typically initiate, plan, and deliver the project, and often use the methodology or structured approach to achieve the desired outcomes. More specifically, a project manager focuses on a project activities, outputs, outcomes, and benefits, solution design ensuring project requirements are met, and the progress of works and management of time, scope, budget, and quality. From a project manager point of view, a project is considered to be a success if it's been delivered to scope, time, and budget and is technically accepted by the business. But then, what happens when a project is delivered successfully, but the benefits is not adopted and nor realized by the business? That is where change management comes in. Change management focuses on the optimal adoption of new practices by those impacted by project or the program of work. In a project environment, change managers typically use their deep understanding of the psychology of change, specialist tools, and the frameworks to design the human change process alongside the project manager, the team, and in consultation with the business. They also plan and advise on how to integrate project outcomes into the organizations. More specifically, a change manager focuses on who the stakeholders are, such as employees and customers, and the context in which the change is being delivered, communication, engagement and adoption, skills and capability development, including leadership, coaching, and ownership, and change readiness to ensure the change is sustained and sticks. Unlike project management, a change manager's success is measured on the realization of benefits and the adoption of new ways of working. Therefore, the integration of change management and project management creates value, and together provide a unified approach for achieving the desired results and the outcomes of organizational change. In conclusion, to reach the goal of organization development, there is a need for change management, and it must be monitored by project management. Without a proper system, the participation will be off track at a certain point of time. So change happens when individuals involved to make the impact. We must always remember that every individual contribution to the change in the organization counts. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for your attention and for your listening.